Let's discuss question number 3 in this video. Your Home Limited manufactures a kitchen appliance that consists of 4 components. Each component either be produced in-house or purchased from external suppliers. So we are manufacturing a kitchen appliance which is having 4 kind of different components. There can be either we itself can produce or we can buy from outside and we can manufacture that kitchen appliance. So this particular problem relates to make or buy decision. The cost details, market prices, and other relevant information for this components are given below. So A, B, C, D. So they have given number of units required, direct material, direct labor, direct expense at rupees 40 per machine hour. So fixed cost, total cost, market price. So in this particular problem, it is mentioned as market price because if we are buying from outside, this is the price. That is, say for example, 300 rupees. At 300 rupees, I can purchase A. So in this particular problem, we won't be having selling price because we are not selling component A, B, or C, or D. We are manufacturing that kitchen appliance and we will be selling that only. So we won't be having selling price for A, B, C, D. Instead of that, we will be having market price because if we want to purchase from outside, what is the price we need to pay? So this particular problem will be decided based on savings. If I am manufacturing, what will be my cost? So usually fixed cost, even if I am manufacturing or not manufacturing, fixed cost won't change. So we won't consider fixed cost for decision making purpose. So the relevant cost here is variable cost. So we need to calculate variable cost per unit and we need to compare market price, whether it is beneficial or not. So there are constraints in the machine time manufacturing all the components. So we can't manufacture all the components. So we are having machine hour constraints. So the key factor here is machine hours. So here the key factor, please note, machine hours is the key factor. So total machine hours available is only 12,000 hours. So we are having only 12,000 hours. It is possible to use the machine time in a second shift. So we can go for second shift that will attract 20% of extra wages and fixed overheads at 6,000 for every 1,000 hours or part thereof. So if I am going more than 1,000 hours, I have to spend 6,000 rupees. So based on the above situation, you are required to determine the most cost effective make or buy decision for the 4 components. So we need to recommend whether which components to be bought out and which components to be made by ourselves. So please support your answer with relevant workings. Students need not work out the complete profitability statement. So we don't want to work complete profitability statements, but we need to support our answers. So actually, this is given as 7-mark question, but this is a lengthy problem. So it is a time-consuming problem. So students who are trying to attempt like these questions, please make sure that you are having enough time and you are very well aware of the procedures before attempting this. Or else it is better you go for another options. So now let's calculate savings first. So that is our first calculation here. So I need to calculate savings. So first I will be calculating savings. So here I'm having 4 products. So direct material. So I want to calculate variable cost first for calculating savings. So direct material, that is 120, 140, 150 and 120. So it is given in the question. So 120, 140, 150 and again 120. So then direct labor, that is 60, 80, 120 and 80 again. Then we are having direct expenses. So 80, 60, 80 and again 80. So this is my total variable cost. So 260, 280, 350 and 280. So here if I am buying outside, so my market price, that is buying price, will be 300, 320, 400 and 270. So my savings here is savings, that is buy price minus variable cost. So remember my savings is buying price minus my variable cost of producing this product. So here 300 minus 260, that means 40 rupees, 40 rupees, 50 rupees. Here I'm incurring a loss. Here there is no savings. If I am producing the component, I will be incurring 280 rupees, whereas I can get the same component at 270. So straight away here we can buy outside. So here how much I require, number of units required 3000 units. So entire 3000 units I can buy outside. So here we can straight away decide buy outside entire 3000 units. So now the thing is, I want to decide whether these three products, how I need to manufacture and how many units I need to manufacture. So remember one thing always, when if you are having key constraints, then we should go for calculating. If it is in case of contribution, if we are having contribution, we will be calculating contribution per key factor. In this case, I am having savings. So I need to calculate savings per machine hour. So first I'm noting down machine hours per unit. So how many machine hours is required per unit? So here I need to calculate machine hours per unit, but it's no way mentioned directly. But here it is mentioned direct expenses 40 rupees per machine hour. But here I am having 80 rupees as direct expense. So if I'm incurring 40 rupees per direct hour, that means I'm having 2 hours. So I'm utilizing 2 machine hours for producing 1 unit of A. And in this case, 60 rupees is incurred divided by 40 rupees per hour. So that means 1.5 hours is required for producing 1 unit of B. And for C, again, it is 80. So I require 80 divided by 40. So it is 2 hours only. So let's calculate savings per machine hour. That is savings divided by number of machine hours required per unit. So savings divided by number of machine hours required per unit. So here 40 divided by 2, that is 20. 40 divided by 1.5, so 26.67, whereas here it's 25. So now I'm going for ranking. So which one is having more savings? That will be given as first rank, and this is as second, and A as third. So first, I want to spend all my machine hours in producing B. So First, I need to calculate how many machine hours is available. So normal capacity I want to know. So here they have given machine hours. Total machine hours available is 12,000 hours. So normal capacity is, so normal shift capacity is 12,000 hours. So then in this case, so first I'm taking based on priority. So that is based on priority, I want to produce product B. So B is my first priority, right? And second is C, third is A. So here how many units I required? 3,500 B, 2,000 and 3,000. So units required 3,500, 2,000 and 3,000. So how many machine hours required in this case for producing machine hour per unit? That is for producing 1 unit of B I require 1.5, and for C I require 2, and for A again I require 2 hours. So that means 3,500 into 1.5 hours. So 5,250 is gone. So hours allocated. So balance hours. So I'm having total of 12,000 hours. In this 5,200 spent in producing B. So I'm having 6,750 hours. So here I'm manufacturing entire 3,500 units I can manufacture here. So here I don't have any balance as such. So since I'm manufacturing entire 3,500 units, there is no balance units to buy outside. So let's go for second option. So how many hours I require? 2,000 into 2. That means 4,000 hours. So that means I'm having 6,750 hours. So I can account it all the units by my normal shift facility itself. So still I will be left with 2,750 hours. So here also my balance units will be 0. That is my units required is 2,000 and I am producing all the 2,000 units. So balance required will be 0. Now let's go on to A. So for A, I'm having just 2,750 hours. So I want to utilize all the 2,750 hours. So here I don't have any balance hours. So how many units I can produce? I want to calculate this. So units to make. So here I am producing entire units. Here I want to do reverse working. That is, I am having 2,750 hours. Based on that, I can produce 1 unit based for 2 machine hours. So for 2,750 hours, I can produce only 1,375 units. That means instead of 3,000, I am producing 1,375. So I need 1,625 balance units. So now we need to compare. We are having another option set to So here, so in the question they have given, we have possible to use machine time and second shift will attract 20% extra wages. So it will attract another 20% extra wages. But remember, 6,000 fixed overheads will be incurred for 1,000 hours. For every 1,000 hours, we will be incurring a fixed overhead of 6,000 rupees. Okay, so now how many hours I require to produce this balance 1,625 units? Just I'm calculating that. So hours required to produce balance 1,625 units of product A. That is, for 1 unit, I require 2 hours. So for 1,625 units, I require 1,600 into 25. That means 3,250 hours. Okay, so now I want to calculate how much the second shift cost. So here, how much I will be incurring? 20% extra wages. So wages will be increased by 20%. That means my wages here is 80 rupees. So, sorry, for product A, it is 60 rupees. So I want to incur 20% extra for 1 unit. So labor increase by 20%. That means from 60 into 20%. So you can directly calculate into 1.2, that is increasing rate. So 72 rupees I want to spend per unit. Now my variable cost also will be changed, right? So variable cost is 120 my material now. So revised variable cost. So material is 120. So material 120, labor 72, and direct expense, that is 80 rupees. So 272 rupees is my total variable cost. So here buying cost is 300 rupees, which we already used. Buying cost is 300. So my savings will be 300 minus 272. That means 28 rupees will be my savings. So still it seems to be beneficial. But I want to know whether I can go for this 3,250 hours or I need to produce in between. Since the question is mentioned 6,000 for every 1,000 hours, so we need to calculate that. So my total savings will be, so let us assume I'm producing all the 1,625 units. So I will be saving 28 rupees. That is 1,625 into 25 rupees. So 45, 500 rupees I am saving. So here, how many hours I require? 3,250 hours. So how much fixed cost I need to spend in this case? So additional fixed cost. That is, for every 1,000 hours I want to spend or part thereof. So remember our part thereof. That means even if I am working for 250 hours, I need to spend this 6,000 hours over it. So here I require 3,250. That means 4 times I need to spend the 6,000. So 6,000 into 4. So usually we will be making mistakes here. We will be converting this cost directly to 3,250. So that mistake we will be making here. So here the cruxes are part thereof. Even if you're going 1 hour behind this 1,000 hours, I need to spend the 6,000. So my savings here is 21,500 will be my net benefit. This seems to be okay, fine. Okay, let us assume I am working for only 3,000 hours. That means I will be producing, suppose it is an assumption only. So, in order to make sure how many units will be beneficial. So, here, how I am getting the 3,000 is based on assumption, that is, in multiples of 1,000, I am considering. Here, 2,050 hours is an part. So I'm ignoring the 250. So instead of 3,250 hours, so here I'm stopping at 3,000 hours. So let us assume limit to 3,000 hours. So then how many units can be produced? Number of units produced. In this cases, so I required 2 hours for producing 1 unit, right? For 3,000 hours, I can produce 1,500 units. So that means I need to buy 1,625 minus 1,500. So the 125 units I need to buy. So in this case, I just want to compute what will be my savings. So here my savings is 28 rupees per unit. So savings is 28 rupees per unit. So I am planning to produce only 1,500 units. So I will be getting a net savings of 42,000 rupees. That means if I am producing 1,500 units without buying outside, I will be saving 42,000 rupees. Fine. If for producing this 1,500 units additionally, I want to incur fixed cost, that is 6,000 rupees for every 1,000 hours. Here we are having 3,000 hours. That means 6,000 into 3. So here we are having complete 3,000 hours. So it will make 18,000. So my savings here will be 24,000. When compared to savings of 21,500, 24,000 is will be having higher net benefit. So here I'm not considering the buying cost for remaining units because there is no savings in that case. So now conclusion is I want to buy all the units of D from outside. So buy all 3,000 units of D. So this one we already decided. So all the buy units of D should be bought outside because my buying cost is cheaper than, since buying cost is cheaper than variable cost of production. So this is relating to D. So let's move on to B and C. So it is better to manufacture full requirements. So manufacture fully. And for A, 1,500 units to be produced in second shift. That means in first shift we are producing 1,375 units. 1,375 units to be produced in normal shift. So remaining units, that means how many units is left? So 1,675 minus 1,500, that means 175 units to be bought. So 175 units to buy from market. So this is our recommendation. So let's move on to question number 3B. Actually, this is a very simple question, but here we are having some tricky parts in this. Gemini Electricals follows a cost plus pricing method for interdivisional transfer. So this particular problem relates to transfer pricing, where transfer prices are calculated by adding an estimated return to the cost incurred by each division. So how my transfer pricing is calculated? My cost incurred plus my estimated return. The relevant portion of the budget for the division A for the year 2025-26 is given below. Fixed assets 5 lakh, current assets other than debtors 3 lakhs, debtors 2 lakhs. So my annual fixed cost of the division is 8 lakhs, variable cost per unit is 10 rupees, annual volume of production per year 4 lakh units, desired return on investment 28%. So you are required to determine the transfer price for division A. So this is very simple. We can easily calculate. So first we need to calculate what is my cost. So here my cost is variable cost is 10 rupees and annual fixed cost is 8 lakhs. So we need to convert per unit cost. So my total cost per unit is equal to variable cost. That is variable cost is 10 rupees per unit. And fixed cost, they have given 8 lakh rupees for annual fixed cost of the division is 8 lakh. For how many units? 4 lakh units. So 8 lakhs divided by 4 lakhs. So I am straight away converting into per unit. So I will be having total cost of 12 rupees. So my total cost per unit is 12 rupees. Now they have told how this will be calculated, estimated return to the cost incurred. So I want to calculate my estimated return. That means my capital employed. So how much I have employed my capital into what is my rate of return I required into rate of return. So what is my capital employed? My fixed assets plus current assets other than debtors plus debtors. That is 5 lakhs plus 3 lakhs plus 2 lakhs. My capital employed fixed assets 5 lakhs current assets excluding debtors 3 lakhs, debtors 2 lakhs. So my capital employed is 10 lakhs. So my estimated return is equal to capital employed, that is 10 lakhs into how many percentage? 28 percentage. Desired return is 28 percentage. So into 28 percentage. That means 2,80,000 I required. So I am converting this also per unit. So 2,80,000 divided by 4 lakh units, right? So per unit will be 0.7 per unit. So my transfer price is equal to total cost plus my estimated return. So everything I am calculating here in per unit basis. So that means 12 plus 0.7. That is 12.7. So my transfer price is 12.7. So this is relating to question number 1. So let's move on to second question. So suppose division A sells 20% of its output in the external market at a competitive price of 14 rupees per unit. So usually everyone will be making mistakes in this sub question. So discuss how this external selling price may influence the transfer price charged to other division, given the division A cannot increase the output beyond 4 lakh units. So I can't increase my output. So my output is fixed for 4 lakh. So now I'm calculating how much I'm getting because of this external sales. So external sales is 20%. So external sales, that is 20% of output. My output is 4 lakh, right? So 4 lakhs into 20%, that means 80,000 I can sell outside. For how much I am selling it? 14 rupees per unit. So sales will be 80,000 into 40. That means here I am getting 11 lakh 20,000. So here because of this external sales, my transfer price may be reduced because I will be getting some profit here itself, and I can adjust it in my external sales, right? So here I need to calculate my overall profit, that is 2,80,000. So how much I am getting profit because of this external sales. So here, see, if here I require a total income of 12.7 per unit, that is 12.7 into 4 lakh units, right? So I required total income of 50 lakh 80,000. So here you can calculate in either way. Either you can calculate 12 is my total cost, right? So 12 into 4 lakh. So my total cost is 48 lakhs plus my return 2,80,000. So 50,80,000 will be coming. So in either way you can calculate. So my total revenue requirement is 50,80,000. However, external sales, I'm getting an external sales of 11,20,000. So to internal sales, I need only 39,60,000. So required from internal sales. That is 39,60,000. So this is for how many units? Out of 4 lakhs, I am selling outside 80,000. So 3,20,000 only will be my internal sales. So 12.38 will be my transfer price here. So usually everyone will be making mistakes here. So internal sales units is 4 lakhs minus externally I'm selling it 80,000. So only internal sales unit is 3,20,000 and I require your income of 39,60,000. So 39,60,000 divided by 3,20,000, I will be getting 12 rupees 38 by. So my transport price will be decreased from. So my conclusion is transport price charged to other divisions. So as mentioned in the question, will be decreased from 12.72 rupees 12.38. So here they are asked if my sales, external sales market is having 20%, then what will be my divisional profit? Sorry, how it will be influencing my transfer price charge to other divisions. So, and my output cannot be increased to 4 lakhs. So I need a net income of 50,80,000. That is 12.7 into 4 lakh units. So here out of 50,80,000, I am getting 11,20,000 from external sales. So I will be requiring a revenue of 39,60,000 from internal sales. So per unit will be 12.38. So here many will be going wrong here. Instead of using 3,20,000, they will be using 4 lakhs. Instead of reducing, we will be increasing. So please understand the question and try to answer the question.